Hello, loves, and welcome back. Today we are making bread from scratch. This is white Amish bread and it is super easy, so let's get started. Okay, loves, so to make this bread, you only need a few simple ingredients: water, sugar, yeast, salt, oil, and flour. So the first thing you want to do is start with the water. You want to make sure it's warm but not hot. You're going to put that into a bowl and then you're going to measure out your sugar. You're going to stir your sugar and your water together until the sugar dissolves. You want to make sure that it's fully dissolved before you put the yeast in. So just keep stirring until you cannot feel it anymore. Next, you're going to take your yeast and you're just going to sprinkle it right on top of the water. It's going to be 1.5 tablespoons, and you're just going to let it sit right up there on top of the water. And then you're going to set that aside so that it can start to bloom. While the yeast is blooming, I am measuring out my flour. You need 6 cups. So now after about 15 minutes, your yeast should have bloomed and it should look like this. You're going to add some salt and oil to the mixture and just stir that all together. So this is what it looks like with all those ingredients together, and then we're going to start to add the flour. I transferred the yeast mixture into my food processor, which has a bread hook attachment, and now I'm adding the flour. I'm going to start with about 2.5 cups first and get that mixed up, and then you'll gradually add the rest of the flour as it goes. You don't want to keep it mixing too long, just until it starts to pull away from the sides. Next, you're going to flour a clean surface because we're going to get ready to take our dough out of the food processor. So you're just going to turn the dough out right onto that floured surface, and then you're going to lightly knead it together. Not too much and not too long, just getting it all like incorporated together and getting flour on the outside surfaces. Then you're going to pull the dough inward, folding it over inward because you're going to start to make a little ball. Just keep folding it in like if you're tucking it in. Then you're going to flip over, and when you put it inside your greased dish, you're going to put the smooth side on the outside and the tuck parts bottom down in the bowl. So you want to make sure you put a little bit of oil in the bowl first, get all the sides covered. And then when you put the dough inside, you want to make sure that you get all the sides of the dough covered as well. So just move it around and make sure you're just fully covering it. After it's all covered with oil, you're going to let it rest, put a towel over it, and put it in a warm place. Let it sit for about 30 minutes till it doubles in size. Here it is, doubled in size. And we're going to re-flour the surface, and we're going to turn it out onto the counter again. Before you turn it out to the counter, you want to punch down that dough. That's just going to let out any excess air before we flip it out. So that's how your dough should look now. It's really come together. It's nice and oiled, but we're going to move it, get it floured up again so that way it's not getting stuck to the surface. We're going to take this dough and we're going to split it into 2 even halves so you can make 2 loaves of bread. Now each ball is going to make their own loaf. So before you put it into the loaf pan, you want to roll it out in kind of like a rectangular shape. You're going to get it not too flat, not too thin. You're just going to smooth it out just a little bit into a rectangular shape. And then you're going to roll it up cinnamon roll style. You're going to do this 2 times to both balls of dough. You're going to make sure that you tuck in those little corners, and you're going to put the dough in the pan with the fold side down. Once you have both loaves in the pan, you're going to allow it to rest for about 15 minutes. And this is what it looks like before you're ready to put it in the oven. Here they are, your 2 golden, delicious loaves. And there you have it, nice and easy white Amish bread. Hope you make this recipe and hope you enjoy.